Going to be a quick video. I'm going to make it as quick as I can about editing photos in a really easy way. There's a whole lot of places online that you can edit some photos, do some really cool things, and it's free. And so we're going to use one of those. I'm on my website. I go all the way down where it says number 16, edit photos. I click on that. It opens up a really cool website called picmonaey, and it allows you to edit photos. So I'm going to click on edit. It's going to ask me, where's your photo that you'd like to edit? I put it on my desktop. You will have your images on your desktop too. You'll have dragged them onto your desktop from a web page somewhere. But I'm going to choose this picture right here. It opens it up and it puts me, well, before it does that, it chooses which one do you want to do. I'm just going to do the middle one. And this is my image settings. This is really good for printing. This one's really big if I was printing something really large, and the little one is just if you're using it on the computer and the computer's a little slow. That's fine. I'm going to use the middle one. So save, I just cancel it and it'll automatically use the middle one. There are so many tools here. The first thing you need to know though is how to crop a picture, because this is one of the things you will probably end up doing to your pictures. And so I click on the word crop. It gives me a little box. Grab these little dots, it will change the picture. Now notice where these little crosshairs, where these little lines intersect, that's where your subject should be. So if you're taking a picture of a person, don't put their face. This drives me crazy. This is a little thing that does drive Mr. Burchell nuts. So right here, don't put their face right in the middle. Their face should be centered right here, 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 or here. And the reason for that is if you put their face here, their face is going to take up all this space up here, and maybe they're walking into the picture, so they're the subject that you're trying to take a picture of actually is what is taking up the whole picture. If you put their face right in the middle, the sky's taking up half of your picture, and that's not what you're taking a picture of. I'm actually not going to crop this right now because I actually like it the way it is. I'm going to go to the next button, which is all these special effects. Really cool. So you'll see there are a million of them. Oh, I forgot. There is something I'm going to do under the crop button here. If I go down to exposure, some pictures like this one's a little dark. I can increase the brightness. I can increase the highlights. The highlights are the bright spots anyway. I can increase the shadows, and you can see I made this a much more dramatic picture by doing that. And I'm going to decrease the contrast just a little bit just to blend this in, because again, it was taken at night, so this is called pixelated, all these little dots here. It's pretty pixelated. So I'm just going to reduce the pixelation a little bit by reducing the contrast. If I go too far, it's going to make it just gray. If I go the other way, it's just crazy bright and it's too much contrast. So I'm just going to reduce it a little bit and click apply. If I go to the next button, this gives me a whole bunch of special effects, and if you click on these, you can see the picture changes as I go. If you find one that you like, you just click save up on top and you click apply down here. Sorry, you click apply first. It's automatically going to change your picture. Notice that I'm changing this, and notice how many there are. There are so many, I don't even know where to start. And so I'm not going to really do that, okay? But there are so many of them. There's a lot of good ones to choose from. You can choose any that you want. The next thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to hop right down here, show you that you can put some words on there. If you want to put words, you click on the text, and it's going to say, give you a chance, hold on, to add some text. Click on add text. A box pops up over here. You can format it. A box pops up in the middle. You click there and you type, this is what I wanted to say. And that's it. And so if you want to make it bigger, you grab the little dot, you pull it, it makes it bigger. First, we have to be clicked in the box. And it would help if we had highlighted the text. So if I want to make it bigger, I make it bigger. If I want to make it smaller, I make it smaller. If I want to change the color, I can change the color. If I want to fade, I can fade the words so they kind of blend into the background a little bit. So there's a lot you can do with that. You can also delete. That's what that does. This allows you to do a whole bunch of pictures. So consider these like stamps. Maybe I like heart doodles, and maybe, oh, for example, I like that one. I can make that big, drag it down here so my moon is kind of right in the middle of that heart. And that's pretty cool. And while I'm on that, I can change and make this fade also. I can change the color a little bit. There's a lot of things I can do here. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to hop down. I don't like frames, so I'm going to skip the frames altogether. I'm going to go right down to this textures. And I know that this has a lot of cool things that I can use. And so, like for example, this burst is really neat because it's a sunset. It might actually have that burst. I can use saturation, which will make the colors change. I can fade it in, fade it out. I'm not going to really fade it because I like it the way it is. Whoops, I accidentally right-clicked there. But I can make that fade or bring it in so it's not faded at all. I don't want it to be faded. I want it to look really cool exactly as it does. I can change the starburst a little bit so I can have it come down from the top. I can go back up, apply, go back up to my editing, and remember we did exposure, and I can brighten that up, make it a little brighter if I want to, and look at how awesome that picture turned out. That looked pretty cool to start with, but it didn't look this cool. So, very nice. If I want to get rid of the shape again, I can apply this. I can go over here, click on the shape, and I'm going to delete my shape, and look how neat that looks. And I just took this picture from an ordinary, pretty neat picture to a really awesome picture. So be creative, have fun, and that's how you edit photos online. The last thing you'll have to do, of course, is save. And you're going to tell it where to save and how to put it and all that stuff. It's just going to put it back, save to my computer, and you're going to put it right back on your desktop. Just like that. So I'm not going to put it in my documents. I'm putting it back on my desktop. Click Save. Click Replace. I don't really want to replace it. So I'm going to change the name a little bit. In fact, I'm just going to put an A at the end of it so I know it's a variation of this same photo. Click Save, and it saved it to my desktop. And that's it. Enjoy.